Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying our live sessions. I hope they were educational and informative. And I'm here to explain to you one of the most basic, fundamental units of the English language: nouns as well as pronouns. Now, I want you to understand that even though nouns are a very basic part of the language, our audience encompasses everyone from kindergartners to college students. So regardless of your educational level or how old you are, this lesson is very important and very significant for you to learn. So I hope it's valuable for you regardless of your age. Now, before I want to begin explaining, I want you to take a look around you. What are you watching this video on? What's beside you? What's on the ceiling? What's on the ground? I bet the answers are phones, laptops, ceiling fans, windows, etc. These are all nouns. Nouns are the most basic unit of the English language. They describe people, places, or things. Now, this can be any kind of big person. It can be Adeeb, it can be Amansur, it can be English Olympiad, it can be any kind of name, it can be things. It can be trees, windows, books, floor, ceiling, everything. It can also be places: London, Chittagong, Dhaka, the United States. So therefore, nouns are integral for the language, and it's very necessary in order for you to explain or describe anything. Now, so let's explore the different kinds of nouns. First of all, there are proper or common nouns. A proper noun begins with a capital letter, and it explains a specific person, place, or thing. Such as London. London always begins with a capital L. It's a proper noun. It explains a specific city of London. Now, the common noun version of that would be city. Common nouns begin with lowercase letters because they don't describe a specific city or a specific noun. That's why they're called common nouns. So the common noun form would be city. The proper noun would be London. This could be boy and Adeeb. Adeeb starts with capital A, is describing a specific boy. Which boy? Adeeb. Which city? London. So this is the difference between proper and common nouns. I hope you understand this. Let's give a few more examples to help you understand. The proper noun can, as I said before, it's a specific or a particular person, place, or thing. Let's say the common noun form is competition. What could the proper noun form be? It could be the Commonwealth Essay Competition. It could be English Olympiad. If I say the common noun is leader, proper noun could be Theresa May, Sheikh Hasina, or Tony Blair. So this is the difference between proper and common nouns. Now let's move on to abstract and concrete nouns. Abstract nouns, also called immaterial nouns, are nouns that cannot be touched or experienced through the five senses. For example, an abstract noun could be justice, or honesty, or love. You can't touch justice. You can't see honesty. You can't taste love. So therefore, they're called abstract or immaterial nouns because they can't be touched or experienced through the five senses. Concrete nouns, on the other hand, can be experienced or touched. Concrete nouns may include book, boy, or window, ceiling, something you can touch or see or taste or experience through the five senses. This may be a little confusing, so I'll explain it further. Abstract nouns, if you want to detect whether a noun is abstract or concrete, think about whether you can detect them through your five senses: seeing, touching, smelling, tasting, etc. So if you can see it or taste it, then it's a concrete noun. For example, pizza. You can taste pizza. It's a concrete noun. You can see a boy. It's a concrete noun. You can touch a girl. It's a concrete noun. However, abstract nouns, you can't touch, see, or detect them. For example, honesty. You can't taste honesty. It's an abstract noun. You can't see justice. It's an abstract noun. You can't touch love or mercy. These are abstract, immaterial nouns. I hope you understand this concept. Now, singular or plural. This is very simple. Singular nouns explain something that's singular. It's one specific or one unit of something, such as book, boy, girl, school. Plural nouns explain multiple forms of something: girls, schools, boys. Okay, so I hope you understand this because it's very important to distinguish between singular and plural nouns. Plural explain multiple objects, or objects itself is a plural noun. Be competitions, or books, or geese. So not all plural nouns end in s. It can be ox. The plural form of ox is ox. Plural form of goose is geese. Plural form of Other, like fish is fish. So not all plural nouns end in s. So the difference between plural and singular nouns is a singular explain a single event or single person, place, or thing. As I explained before, window, ceiling, school, university, college. While plural nouns explain many things. Schools, colleges, universities, many things of one unit. I hope you understand this. Okay, another form of nouns that we must explain is a gerund. A gerund is a verb that acts as a noun. It sounds like a verb, it usually ends with ing, such as walking, talking, or debating, but it's used as a noun. For example, debating is fun. Debating, it sounds like a verb, but it's actually being used as a noun. You're saying what is fun? Debating. Because debating in this case is being used as a noun. Or giving a speech is difficult. Giving, even though it sounds like a verb, is being used as a noun. Walking is healthy. Eating vegetables is good. All of these are gerunds. They look like verbs, they end in ing, but they're actually being used as nouns. Now another one that's similar to singular plural is collective nouns. Collective nouns, it's a singular noun that actually explains that inside that noun, there are actually many different units of something. So such as a crowd of people. A crowd is a singular noun, but it's explaining many people. So it's a collective noun, or an army of soldiers. Even though army is singular, soldiers is plural, because an army describes multiple soldiers. Or an audience of people. Audience is a singular noun, but it's explaining many people. Now, I want to move on to the topic of pronouns. What exactly is a pronoun? It's a word that you use in place of a noun, because you can't keep on using the same noun. If I say English Olympiad is fun and English Olympiad is good, that won't make sense because it's very tiresome. I could instead say English Olympiad is fun and it is good. It is beneficial. It, in this case, is being used as a pronoun. English Olympiad is what is called the antecedent. The antecedent is the noun that is being described by the pronoun. Let me give another example. Let's say Sarah is holding the camera, her hand is shaking. Her is being used as the pronoun here. Because you can't say Sarah is holding the camera and Sarah's hand is shaking. That's tiresome. It's unnecessary. So therefore, pronouns are necessary because they help explain, they prevent you from having to repeat different kinds of nouns. So here are a few types of pronouns that I would like to explore. First of all, personal pronouns. These include I, me, you, he, she, with, her, them. These are personal pronouns because they explain people, or they talk from a specific point of view. For example, I ate the cake. I, in this case, is a pronoun. She told me. She is a pronoun, and me is a pronoun. I asked her. Her is being used as a pronoun. Let me give an example. I went to talk to Sarah this morning, and I asked her what time it is. Her is a pronoun. I is a pronoun. And these are called personal pronouns. Here's another type. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are a pronoun that explain something belonging to something else. For example, that is her book. You're saying this book belongs to her. Or that is my house. That house belongs to me, so therefore it is my house. It's possessive pronoun. Or you could say, or examples include mine, yours, hers, theirs. So you could say that car is theirs. It's explaining that that car belongs to them. That is why theirs is a possessive pronoun. Here's another example. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns end in self. The reflexive form of I is myself. The reflexive form of you is yourself. This basically this puts emphasis on the fact that you yourself are doing something, or she herself is doing something. It could also be used as a callback or an antecedent if I say, she gave herself a present. Who did she give it to? Herself. Here's an example. She can see herself in the mirror. Herself is a reflexive pronoun. Instead of saying she can see she on the mirror or her on the mirror, you're saying herself because you're emphasizing that this person herself can see her in the mirror. Here's another one. Relative pronouns. These are who, whom, which, whoever, etc. So this explains the relationship between two different kinds of words. For example, Peter is the one who gifted me the scarf. If you're saying Peter is the one, what did Peter do? Peter gave you the scarf. Or who gave you the scarf? Peter gave you the scarf. So Peter is the one who gave you the scarf. Or it is made up of a fabric that is very soft. What is very soft? The fabric. So you're saying the fabric that is very soft. You're describing what kind of fabric it is. Instead of saying it's made of a fabric and the fabric is very soft, you're saying it is made of a fabric and it is very soft. Another kind are indefinite pronouns. These are pronouns that don't always have a specific number or a specific idea. It's a general pronoun. Such as another, anybody, everybody, both, few, some, many. These are indefinite pronouns. And whether or not they're singular or plural depends on the pronoun. For example, all, any, most, none, or some can be singular or plural depending on on the way it's being used. So indefinite pronouns explain nouns that are not always specific. They're general. Everybody. Like if I say everybody is on their way, or no one is here yet. So I'm not really specifying one person or one thing. I'm explaining a general group of people. That's why they're called indefinite pronouns. Here we can see demonstrative pronouns. If you're saying that, if you say this marker is mine, then this is or this is mine, then you're saying that this marker is mine. So this is mine. In this case, this is being used as a demonstrative pronoun. If you're saying that is his, or that is a big problem, that is a demonstrative pronoun. Because you're replacing the name of the pronoun or the name of the noun with that or this or those. So these are demonstrative pronouns. It helps you avoid repeating different pronouns. For example, repeating different nouns. For example, if I say we must fight global warming is a big problem, I could just say we must fight global warming because that is a big problem. That is being used as a demonstrative pronoun. Here's another one. Reciprocal pronouns. The two main kinds of reciprocal pronouns are one another or each other. Other is usually included in the reciprocal pronoun because you're comparing the behavior between two different kinds of people. For example, if I say they are talking to each other, then whom are they talking to? Each other. If I say the boys fought one another, or they talked to one another, then you're describing what is happening between the different people. They're talking amongst themselves or to each other. And finally, interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns include who, whose, or which, what. If I say, what is the problem? Or whose marker is that? Or what is this competition about? In this case, the interrogative pronoun is asking a question. These are always included in questions. If I say, whose is that? Then if I look at this and say, whose is this? Then I'm saying, who does this belong to? So that's the function of the interrogative pronoun. Because you're asking what or whom or whose something is, or how something relates to something else, or explaining belongings of different people. I hope that cleared things up, and I'm going to pass on to the next subject. Thank you for your time.